Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Avatar: The Legend of Korra, Season 2, Episode 3. Yes, last time we got the confirmation that I was waiting for. Honestly, it was kind of obvious by the way the episode was working around, when saying, oh yes, trust the Northern Tribe, they are the good guys, they are the ones that want Korra to be free and yada yada yada. But yes, I find that highly suspicious, and I was right. By the end, I was right. The asshole from the Northern Tribe wants to conquer because he wants to impose his way of viewing life onto the South Pole. So that is what I'm getting from the last episode, and that's what I'm getting from what I have seen so far of the series. I don't know how Korra is going to react. I don't know if she finally is going to react. So, okay, yeah, he might be giving on my own side because, yeah, freedom and all that. Yes, but this asshole is after something else. And yes, even if he's her uncle, it is still not well to do all this stuff that he's doing, that he was hiding behind that. Because again, this needs to be planned, because I don't know how long it's going to take to travel from the North Pole to the South Pole in this world, but it cannot be fast, especially with that amount of troops that he is putting on the South Pole. So this was pre-planned. He wanted to conquer the South Pole from a long time. From the moment he come out of his own North Pole, he wanted to conquer the South Pole for whatever reason. And this is a very tyrannic way of thinking, okay? My way of living is the only correct way of living. Even if I have to use violence to do that, is the way it should be. So yes, this is what we are seeing right now. And yes, again, I'm sorry. Well, no, I'm not sorry to brag. I honestly am quite happy to brag that, yes, I was fucking right about this douchebag. And I knew it. But anyway, before I get my head so big that it will not fit on the camera, let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications so you can get up to date with whatever we are doing with the channel. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary once you see it. Remember, in the description is the link for my Twitter if you want to follow me, for the reaction because YouTube doesn't like that, and of course for my Patreon, in which you can find the uncut reaction to this episode and other. Anyway, without further ado, let's cut the presentation short and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the third episode of the second season. And there are three conflicts in this episode. Three different conflicts and with different degrees of importance, let's say. But before going to the conflict, no wait, first the conflicts, then what I have to say about a character. Okay, first, the lesser conflict is between Bolin, Eska, and her brother, her twin brother. It's obviously just, yeah, it's the lesser because it's the one that affects less people. But honestly, it's affecting one of my favorite characters of the entire series. So yeah, it's important to me to mention this little problem that he is having. The problem with him is that Eska is, I cannot find other word but a bitch. I hate Eska. It's funny to see, kind of funny to see Bolin being in this situation. But I honestly don't like Eska. I don't like how she is treating poor Bolin. And not only Eska, the other dude, I don't remember his fucking name. The other dude. I don't like it because, again, Bolin is probably my favorite characters of the series, but if not, is among the three most likable characters for me of the series. So I don't like the fact that he's being treated the way he is being treated. Yes, I detest Eska. I detest them because they are. Bolin is such a noble person that he doesn't deserve what he's getting. He doesn't deserve it, and I don't like that aspect. Yes, it's funny, but in the long run, I hope this is over because, come on. Oh god, I hate to see bullying being treated like this. This is honestly important, and I hate it. Even if it's for comedic effect, it will stop being funny in a certain point, at least for me. I don't know for you guys, I don't know, perhaps you will always find it funny, but for me, it's going to stop being funny in a certain point of the series. So hopefully, this is going to be resolved and it's not going to be very important by the end, hopefully. Now, the second conflict is between the three brothers, Kaya, Bumi, and obviously Tencent. And this is more of a fact that apparently Aang had a favorite, and a very obvious favorite. In this case, Tencent. Tencent went everywhere with Aang. Apparently, that's what I get from these little tales that they gave us in that moment. I think Iki is part of the conflict, but I don't think she's that important in this case. I think she's fine, and I think it's more of an excuse for her to be, well, for an excuse for these three to be together for a while. So that's what I think. Iki, the disappearance of Iki is not important because she's not in immediate danger. She's just angry with her own brother and sister, but it's not that relevant. At least that's what I think. Hopefully the episode or the next episode is not going to prove me wrong, and I will be just like a douchebag. Hopefully it's not the case, and hopefully that was just an excuse for us to see the conflict with Aang and his three children. Which I feel odd, honestly. It doesn't fit well with the Aang that I know in the last series. I don't feel like Aang will be that way with any of his children. He might have his favorite, in this case Tencent, because he's an airbender, but I don't think he will take it to the extreme that this series is implying, and that is something I don't like. Because again, Aang doesn't feel like the person is going to abandon his family. He already saved the world. He knows the conflict, but he's trying to protect his own family too. Because that is what he was missing. He was missing this family group. He was missing this companionship. He was missing all of that. He didn't have that in his previous life, in his life when he was just recently announced that he was going to be the Avatar, or he was the Avatar. So I find that hard to believe, that Aang will just dismiss his two children just because he is the Avatar and he wants to save the world. I don't know, it doesn't feel that well in my opinion. So that's why I find conflict in this part of the episode. I don't know, it feels weird, this conflict. But yeah, it's an interesting conflict, but it doesn't fit well with the Aang that we know and love. It doesn't connect that well. Aang has several other mistakes, several other problems, but I cannot see it like that in this case. I don't know, it's odd for me to see Aang like that. I don't know, it's weird. It's weird for me to say that. Yes, the conflict is obviously that they love each other because they are brothers, they are sisters, they are family. That's why they love each other. And I think this is a necessary vacation so they can reconnect better, because yes, they are separate. Bumi was in the army, Tencent in Republic City, just being there, being important. And obviously Kaya was with their mother. She was protecting her, I guess. And yes, she's a healer too. So they need to reconnect. They need to reconnect, and this is obviously what I guess the overarching plot is going to be for those three. That they can reconnect, they can understand that the conflict is meaningless, let's say, and they are going to be fine. That is what I'm hoping for in that case. And obviously the other part with oh god, I forgot her name, but one of Tencent's kids, that she's kind of connected with a past Avatar. I don't know what is the deal with her, but I guess that is going to be part of the conflict that we're going to see with Tencent and their kids, with Tencent and his kids. Now, the last conflict I think is the most important one, the biggest one. And yes, Udlock is kind of very shifty person. It's a very shady person. I don't believe for a second that he's not getting something else out of this. It's just the union of the tribes bullshit. If it was the case, they will have both their own leaders and they will commune and say, okay, we need to read this and we need to do that. He wants to be the leader of both tribes. And he was going to do it with a military action. The excuse of guarding the spiritual gate is just bullshit. I don't believe it for a second. But again, I have a different perspective. The Avatar, on the other hand, is eating every single word that her uncle, is telling her. This is important to notice, that he is good at manipulating the Avatar by giving her whatever she wants. He can read quite well the situation and can say, okay, the Avatar wants independence, the Avatar wants to be dependent upon, let's give her that, without actually doing so. Because again, that bullshit of neutrality is, again, bullshit. I don't recall. Oh yes, no, I do remember when I hear this, when I read this actually. It was in Welcome to Your Demon School. Oh god, I forgot the name of the protagonist. But it's a manga in which a guy goes to a human goes to a demon school and it's kind of fun and it's good. If this is a conflict, or this is a point in which we are reaching almost it's very advanced in the plot, let's say. But there is a point in say a family should be neutral. There is a family in there of demons that their bloodline is to be neutral to everything. That is the point of that family. But I love what the mom said to her son. Neutrality, it could be not what you think. Because for us, we're in the middle of everything, but from the perspective of another person, you are not in the middle one. You are taking a side. And this is exactly what is going on with Korra. She believes that what she's doing is being neutral. She is not supporting a side, but actually she's not. This is again another manipulation from the uncle. The uncle wants to win this war and wants the support of the Avatar, and knows that he cannot be that obvious in the case of the Avatar. He cannot be, oh yes, be on my side. No, he's been, oh, be neutral. But actually it's not that, because he wants power. That's what he wants. He wants power, and he needs the Avatar to stay away of this so he can conquer the south and be the region of both sides of the poles, both tribes, without understanding that both sides have different perspectives. That's the point of this. That's the point of what he's trying to do. He is trying to manipulate the Avatar so she can take his side. He's not asking the Avatar to be neutral, he's asking her to take his side. And this is the point of the conflict. We are starting to see just how differently somebody is treating Korra. This is the point in which he is holding back until a moment in which he believes he is strong enough, so he will not be able, the Avatar is not going to be able to oppose him. And in this case, he's saying, oh, but this is your idea. Again, I can see the fucking manipulations a mile away from this guy. I can see them, but I understand why Korra cannot see them, because again, it's the perspective of a show seer, it's the perspective of an adult event. Korra is still a teenager, and the person who is giving her the freedom that she wants is the one, okay, I sympathize with this one. Even if they are my parents, I do not care, I am in my rebellious state and all of that. Yes, that's the point. He is manipulating Korra so she can take his side. Because again, this is not neutral. They are invading with troops. It's not just delegates. It's not just a small amount of troops that say, okay, let's say, I don't know, 20, 25 people that will guard the door, and that's it. And I think that will be quite enough for guarding that door to the spiritual world. I think that will be enough. But they are sending several ships, a lot, perhaps hundreds of men, and these men don't want to be seen as invaders even if they are invaders. Because even they have conflicts with kids. Come on, they are fucking kids. They are having fun. Let them be. And that's the problem. Korra is not being neutral. Korra is siding with a side even if she didn't realize that. So that's why. And it's a good manipulation in here. And we got the conflict, and by the end, Korra is starting to see that yes, the uncle, even when he heard that his own brother was not going to fight him, because he was conscious when the one that was carrying him say that, yo, no, your father don't want to be with us. He's a traitor like you. He heard that, he was conscious, and he doesn't care. He is just out for conquering. That's it. And yes, every single episode is confirming what I believed before, that this guy Unlock is after the South Pole to conquer it. Moving on to the last part of my commentary, Korra. Honestly, this episode did not anything good for my liking of Korra. She's still not among my favorites, and this episode it brought her down a little bit more. I don't like Korra, I don't like her attitude. I don't want her to be a goody two shoes, I don't like that. But at least make her sympathetic. I don't like Korra. And this is coming from a person that really enjoys the show, but I don't like the protagonist. I don't like her. I don't know why is that. I'm really hard trying to like her. I justify her actions. I justify saying, okay, yeah, but it makes sense for this, for that, for that, that. But I don't like her. I think she's annoying. I don't like her. I don't know what the writers are doing with her. Perhaps, oh God, perhaps it's an attitude that I don't like. Perhaps if this is a real person, I wouldn't like her, and that's why. But this makes sense. I like what the writers are doing, that they are making her kind of consistent in a certain point. But even Mako has gone up a little bit. But Korra is staying the same and is going lower. I don't like her. I'm sorry if she's your favorite character, I'm sorry about that, but this is my opinion, honestly. I am not going to hold back that. I don't like Korra. Hopefully the show is going to give us something else. Hopefully, because again, perhaps because I can see the manipulation and she cannot. Perhaps it's that. But I still don't like her attitude. Yes, I understand that she's mad with the dad because he hid the truth. But the mother, honestly, I don't see that. And the fact that she's falling for the manipulation of the uncle is perhaps what is making her dislike more. Hopefully we're going to see a change in the end. Hopefully. Because I really want to like her. But I can't like these. But anyway, hopefully that did not bring you down, because yeah, I understand completely. But anyway, yes, I think I exhausted the topic of this one. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me just quickly remind you that please consider a subscription and turn notifications. Please give me a thumbs up so I can, the algorithm will help me out, and give me your opinion about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary. Yes, in the description, remember, there is a link for my Twitter, for my Patreon, in which you can find the full uncut reaction, and the reaction that is cut, obviously, because YouTube doesn't like to be shown here. Anyway, yes, I think that's it. I hope you enjoy it, and I have nothing else to say, but thank you for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like, so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks, and see you on the next one.